Hi guys, Steve Girardi here. Welcome to Steve Strings. I have another unboxing video for you today, and this one I've been waiting with some anticipation. This is a Ziricote concert scale ukulele made by Smiger. So let's go ahead and open it. So there we go. And again, this says Smiger on the box. All right, this does plainly come with some accessories, and we'll get to those in a minute. And the ukulele comes in a gig bag, and I guess we'll talk about that since we have it in hand. Again, this is a basic looking gig bag. It does have two shoulder straps, which I like. They're just webbing. It's a fairly sturdy sort of nylon canvas material. It has probably 10 millimeters or so of padding, decent padding. The strap is a fairly thick webbing strap, well balanced. And it does have a little pouch here with some depth to it. So you should be able to get all your accessories in there. So let's go ahead and look at all those accessories. So they all come in this little zip bag here. To start off with, it does come with a cleaning cloth, which we're going to need because this is going to be a high gloss instrument. It comes with a Smiger branded tuner. It comes with an ukulele size capo and some extra aquila strings, which is good. It also comes, it also comes with a shoulder strap, and what just hit the floor were a couple of picks. I'll get those later on. And yeah, it looks like it comes with 3 picks and a little thank you card with contact information. Okay. So the picks that come with it, there's a .46 millimeter, a .71 millimeter, and a .96 millimeter. So 3 different thicknesses of picks for those of folks who like to use picks. So let's go ahead and get into the instrument. And again, I've only seen this online, and the nice thing about these instruments, or I should say perhaps the anticipatory thing about these instruments, is that because they're Ziricote, no 2 instruments look alike. So I have no idea what this is going to look like other than it should be a high gloss Ziricote. So let's go ahead for the reveal. And let's see here. And we can see it does have a very dark headstock, and you can see the centerline stripe of the sapwood from the Ziricote. And oh, that is nice. Again, you can see that is a thin veneer on the top, but I'll see if I can get in so you can see that. The Smiger, whichever it is, logo is inlaid in a red, which is kind of interesting. Interestingly, while the spare strings that come with the instrument are aquila, the strings that come with this are D'Addario. So let's go ahead and do the reveal here. Oh wow. I saw this online. Again, they all look different, but this one is really pretty. Okay, so let's go over it. Wow. Okay, so it has these black tuning machines, which I do like because there's so much else going on. The darkness of those, I think, is nicer. It doesn't need chrome. It also has matching strap buttons, also in black. The fretboard looks like it is a bound fretboard, but I'll put in the comments what it is actually. And the position markers you can see here are these sort of like a little starburst 4-pointed star. And the saddle and nut They have the look of bone, but I can't tell for sure. I'll check the nomenclature and see if it says, and I'll put that in the comments. And the saddle, you can see here, is set into this very dark colored bridge. And again, I'll have to check on the type of material, but really interestingly, you can see it has these little flower inlays in the bridge, which is just really pretty. And you can see it is not the typical sort of a bridge shape. It's different. That is nice. And you may also note that this is a through body type of string. So what you do is you take the strings and you put the string through the hole in the bridge. You have to fish it out of the sound hole, tie a knot in it, or put a button on in a knot, and then run it back up through to tie it off. So that's how you change these. Wow. All right. So again, this is high gloss, so hopefully you can see this and the light here doesn't really overpower it. It's really hard to see with all this light in the room. So the neck here, it does have a joint here at the heel, but again, it is very well matched wood, no obvious scarf joint there. You can see the scarf joint here at the neck, which is typical, but plainly not from the headstock. All right. As I mentioned, this is a bound fretboard, and there are no sharp fret edges on this. I saw someone else did a review of one of these, and they had a problem with fret edges. That is not the case on this one at all. Wow, I'm just the attractiveness is just blowing my mind. You can see here it has trim, and this looks like it is like a deep red color. It looks like it may be Paduke. If it's not, or if it's something different mentioned in the comments, I'll let you know. Also, you can see it has this piece here at the end, which is nice because it's where the two pieces of wood come together. And you may see here that the two pieces of wood in the side, I mean, they are perfectly matched. And again, that heartwood versus or the sapwood rather, versus the rest of the wood is just really striking. And the back here, again, a nice stripe going right down the back. And you may see that this has a nice arch to the back. And typically that tells you that these tend to project sound pretty well. All right, and on the face of it here, you can see that, and again, it has that lighter sapwood stripe down the middle. Again, it has the binding around the edge, but then you can see it has this line of black purfling, and then it has this mother of pearl inlay, and then another line of black purfling. Wow. Just wow. Also, it has this sort of comfort edge on the lower bout, which I can already tell is comfortable, which is nice. And again, that is that same sort of a reddish wood, which I presume to be Paduke. All right, from looking inside, I can see the Smiger label is in here, and I probably already put it up, but it says the Smiger ARS-30-C, which I presume is the concert scale. Oh, I just noticed that. Another small detail I just noticed here is here at the heel of the neck, it has this sort of diamond-shaped accent piece which crosses from the heel to the body. And that is inlaid, and that is just striking. Wow. So again, at first impression here, I'm not disappointed. I saw these online. I thought they were gorgeous, and this one did not disappoint. Let me go ahead and bring it up to pitch and see what it sounds like. All right, so I brought this instrument up to pitch, and it came there with not too much trouble. I had to retune a few times because the strings needed to stretch in. Again, these are D'Addario strings. From the look of the purple hue, I would say they're probably D'Addario titaniums. While I went ahead and tuned it up, I looked it all over looking for any potential finish flaws anywhere, and I can tell you there is no pooling, no scratching anywhere. Again, this fretboard is a bound fretboard, and it looks like it might have ABS binding, though I can't really tell for certain. The only thing I can find that I say is wrong with it at first glance is from their polishing of it and finishing it. Here in the frets, you can see that you may see that there is some sort of leftover like polishing compound in there. So I think what I'll be doing is I'll be taking these strings kind of off so I can just sort of wipe down the fretboard with some fretboard oil and just clean up any of that leftover residual polishing compound. But otherwise, I've looked this over, no other flaws. I looked inside, and again, you may see here it has the traditional or typical notched kerfing in there. Very, very typical. And I should say that I've only had this for a few minutes now, and this is already my favorite as far as looks goes instrument that I have. I mean, this is pretty. I have some other instruments. You may have seen some reviews of some pretty instruments, but this wood here is just really striking, and I'll try to see if I can bring it in here close. I mean, that Ziricote just has a beautiful grain pattern that this high finish or the high shine really brings out. Okay, so having said that, I played other instruments before that looked pretty, but their sound was not so great. So I'll let you see what you think of this sound. You can see it has some decent sustain, not the longest out there, but also not the shortest. I wasn't trying to play it too hard. I wouldn't say it has a lot of punchiness, but it's not quiet either. Let's try some finger picking and see what it sounds like there. Decent sustain. So you can make your own decisions what you think about the sound. To my ear, it sounds okay. It's not the best sounding instrument I've ever heard, but it's also not the worst. It's not the loudest, it's not the quietest. But the tone, it's an all right tone. And so I would say this thing probably looks better than it sounds, but it does not sound bad at all. While we're here, let's go ahead. I'll let you take a look at the action. Hopefully you can see that. I measured that with my string gauge, and at the 12th fret, it's 2.75 millimeters. So depending on how high you like your action, you might want to adjust that some. But certainly under 3 millimeters is typically considered very, very playable, and this one is. So today you got your first looks at the Smiger, or Smiger, whichever, ARS-30-C Ziricote concert scale ukulele. And again, this is drop dead gorgeous. The price, of course, these prices fluctuate. This is August of 2020, and I'll put the link to the current Amazon link below. But for the price that I got this for on Amazon, it's not bad. I've looked at some other Ziricote instruments by, I know Kala makes some, and some other folks, I think Luna makes one as well. And they are significantly more expensive than this one was, and does not have all the same features. So again, this is your first looks. I'll come back in a couple weeks or so after I had a chance to play this for a while and really got a feel for it, and I'll give you a full review. But I hope you found today's initial unboxing and first looks useful. If you've already played one of these, or if you have one of these, I'd love to hear your comments below on what your experience has been. Thanks for watching.